Hello everyone, Indro here. In this video, I'll team up with another Photoshop artist and we'll try to create something epic. Welcome to yet another episode of Art Chat. In this video, I teamed up with Aryan from Aryan Visuals. Aryan is a very talented young artist and he sent me this PhD which he named Alice in Darkland, a pretty ingenious name by the way, and asked me if I can do something with this. Now about Aryan's work, he has a great variety ranging from dark, creepy stuff to beautiful, moody compositions. Just for the record, we did this collab a few months back in February 2021, but I am a little late creating this video. I'll also tell you one cool fact about him. At the time of this collab, he was just 5 months into using Photoshop from scratch and he already had such an awesome idea about perspective compositions that I was really amazed. I cannot do this even in 5 years. So don't forget to check out his Instagram as well as his YouTube channel. All the links should be in the description sections below. Now about the artwork, it already looks pretty interesting as Aryan put lots of elements while maintaining a solid harmony in the composition. Keeping in sync with the name of the composition, Alice in Darkland, I decided to create a dark eerie tone in this artwork as a challenge to myself because I kinda suck at that and always end up adding bright, vibrant colors. In case you want to get the stock images, they are all from DeviantArt. You can get the links again in the description sections. So let's see if I can do any justice to his composition, and without further wasting any more of your time, let's start jamming. Now the first thing I try to do with the composition is add a little bit of mushrooms, because an Alice in Wonderland composition without mushroom, I can't even think about it. So I took some mushroom pictures from DeviantArt and placed them here and there, but I would be having a really hard time placing the mushrooms correctly, so I'll be shifting them and shuffling them quite often. Plus I also thought that adding the mushroom I can make them glow and I can add those colors to add some nice highlights. Can you see where this is going? I'm again trying to add some bright lights, whereas I thought about making it dark. But yeah, I'll suck at it big time and I'll do something else. You'll see it soon enough. Then I added some more dead trees because I tried to fill up the background of the composition. And then I started adding the night color grading. Now for this I added my usual nighttime filter recipe, which is a mix of hue saturation layer to desaturate the colors a bit, adding a photo filter in the shades of dark blue and unchecking the preserve luminosity checkbox and increasing the density all the way up to around 90 to 95%, and also adding an exposure layer and taking some darker values to create an overall nighttime feel. Then I started painting some highlights on the castle. I used hue saturation this time. I checked the colorize checkbox. I took some hues in the shades of blue and painted on an inverted layer mask with white to get the highlights. I'm also painting some highlights on the T-Rex. You know, generally I paint highlights with solid color fill, but this time I went with some hue saturation layer because these are not that bright highlights and I thought about experimenting a bit. I'm also painting some highlights on the trees. With that done, I tried to create some smoke, misty fog kind of look onto our composition because I'm trying to create a dark and eerie tone, right? So I took some greenish color because I thought some green fog will add some creepiness to our atmosphere. Now for the individual elements, I added the same nighttime filter, which is again a hue saturation to desaturate the colors a bit, a photo filter in the shade of dark blue without checking the preserve luminosity checkbox and increasing the density to 90 to 95%, and also some exposures to darken up the values. I add all those layers as clipping mask to that object, and that allows me to control them individually based on the color tone of those objects. Now here I'm adding some color grading on top of the vines, and Aryan did a pretty great job of adding these vines. They really add up to the scene, that the environmental objects are really bigger than Alice and the creepy vines really add up to the dark mood of the composition. So I tried to add some more of the vines as filler objects in the background, and to make the atmospheric depth work, I'm adding some grayish color casting on top of them. I'm simply painting on a blank layer that's again added as a clipping mask, and I'm using some grayish color, like the background is in a bluish tone. So I took some grayish blue and I'm painting on them. The details will not be that much prominent because they're at the background, so they should be washed out. So that will give us a sense of that atmospheric depth which occurs because of the dust that is present in the air. You will see I take this kind of approach in most of my compositions. Here goes some more vines. I adjusted the vines shape a bit to my liking with the puppet warp tool. I distorted it a bit. Since I'm adding the same nighttime filter layers on top of every element, I can individually control them. So you can see the vines that I'm putting at the very distance. I can control their opacity and make them a lot darker. With the placement more or less done, I painted some highlights. I'm using again a hue saturation layer. I clicked the colorize checkbox. I took some hues in the shades of blue. I increased the lightness a bit and I inverted the layer mask and painted with white on it to get those highlights. I also painted some grass with a grass brush on the background a bit. And I ended up adding some more fog. I was not liking it, so I was going here and there with it. So a lot of mix and match, a lot of experiment went into this composition. It was really fun to do. Like Aryan placed so many different elements, so it was very challenging and also very fun at the same time to work on these individual elements, how the light and the shadow will react with one another. Then I went ahead and added some highlights, some color gradings on our Alice model. I used some exposure and curves layer to darken her up a bit, and I used an hue saturation layer to paint the highlights. I'm using the same principle of clicking the colorize checkbox. I took some hue in the shades of blue and inverted the layer mask and painted with white to get the highlights. I'm using the moon as the source of light, so I'm painting the highlights accordingly. I'm adding some greenish tone because I thought some green light should come from the bottom. That should give us some kind of a swampy, creepy look, but I'll end up changing it. Now I tried to add some glows into the mushroom, and that was one of my sole reason of putting mushrooms in the scene, because I thought I would make them glow. I'll use the glows to add some highlights on the different objects, and you'll see it will not look that good because it will take away the dark and the eerie mood of the composition. So I'll take a different approach altogether. But yeah, I'll let you see how I screw things up. I'll keep it rolling. And if you're wondering what I'm using for the highlights, since these are very bright highlights, I'm using my usual technique, which is a solid color fill in the shade of the dark color in which the glow color will be. In this case, some darker tone of violet. And I changed the blending mode to linear dodge. I inverted the layer mask or filled it with black to hide it, and then painted on the layer mask with white. I'm changing the solid fill colors just to see what looks good in our scene, but nothing will look good actually. So once I accepted the fact that it's not going to work, I let it be for the time being because I had no other idea what to do next. So I started adding some smoke in the background. I painted some smoke with a smoke brush, but not looking that good. So yeah, working on this image was also a nice learning experience for me as well. I added some smoke, tried to give it a feel that the smoke is coming from the sides to confine Alice. But then I searched up a bit and found this beautiful smoke again from DeviantArt and used it instead of painting some smoke. I quickly changed the color using some hue saturation and darkened it up a bit using the exposure layer, and then I used the smudge tool to quickly create some swirly round nice shapes in the smoke. Then I also painted some green highlights on the bottom because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to give it a feel that there is a swampy green light that is coming from the bottom, and I painted some violet and bluish color cast on top of the smoke plumes just to make it glow with the light of the moon. I duplicated it a bit and added it on the left side, and just as I was trying to play with the color of the mushroom's glow, trying to make it orange, I realized something wonderful. I realized why not add some fiery elements instead of all this greenish smoke, and thought let's make the mushrooms stop glowing and let's take a realistic approach in this artwork. I ended up changing all those greenish color into some nice glowing orange color, and that would actually work in this composition pretty well because the orange color will act as a complementary color of the bluish tone that we have put earlier. So this is what I will also suggest to you, that you can keep experimenting with your images and you can end up with something really different and really wonderful after some time. So yes, I would suggest you not to get frustrated if you are not liking your image or the artwork, how it's turning up. Maybe you can just let it be for the time being, for the day, and come back and visit it again. Then you can get some new ideas altogether. I also started painting some highlights on the book and the skeleton. I'm using the solid color fill in linear dodge blend mode technique. And then I felt the T-Rex was somehow not fitting into the composition, and I thought about why not put Jabberwocky in place of that. So I searched for Jabberwocky, I couldn't find a good image, but I found this beautiful stock image of a dragon, again from DeviantArt. You can get all the links in the description section. I put the dragon, and also it adds to that fantastical element. Then I added some overall color grading with the color balance, and what I tried to do is I tried to create a sharp blue and orange complementary color tone over here. I adjusted the color balance in such a way that it creates an orange tone, and I painted on the layer mask with black to hide all that orange shade on the top right side where the blue tone is. And then I also added a color balance adjustment layer in the shade of blue and masked it out from the bottom left side to make it only appear on the top right side. Now the mushroom on the left was not looking that good because the mushrooms on the right has some nice textures on their mushroom cap, right? So I took the image and with the clone stamp tool I painted some texture on the left hand side mushroom. Now it's time to do some shadows. I duplicated Alice and I filled it with black, and I used the free transform tool to distort and skew it and to align it according to the light. Now there will be two shadows because one is from the moonlight and another is from the fire, so it's kind of tricky. You have to see different examples and understand how the light and shadow will play up over here. Next, it's time to do some highlights on Alice because of the fire, and this part was really satisfying. I used the solid color fill technique. I took some shades of dark orange and changed the blending mode to linear dodge and inverted the layer mask and painted on it with white to get those nice highlights. And then again I created a selection of Alice, and on an exposure layer I added that as a layer mask and softened it out to add some shadows that should be falling on the ground because of the fire on the foreground. Next I started adding some nice highlights on the rabbit. I'm using my solid color fill technique, which is in linear dodge, and I'm painting on the inverted layer mask. I'm also using the same technique to add some blue highlights because of the moonlight. I'm painting some highlights on the teddy, and I'm adding some shadows with the exposure layer. I created an exposure layer, I changed the values to some darker tones, I inverted the layer mask and painted on the layer mask with white to get the shadows. For the skeleton's shadow, it was kind of tricky, so I clicked on the skeleton layer thumbnail to get a selection, and I added it as a layer mask to an exposure layer, and then I flipped it vertically, softened it out here and there a bit, also free transformed it and aligned it so that it correctly aligns with the skeleton and the light which is coming from the fire. Next I used a grass brush and added some grass on the foreground, so that would also add some life, some elements, and with the grass I can also control the highlights and the shadows, and that should make our image in the foreground come to life. I'm now painting some grass on the right hand side. I'm also adding some grass here and there in between the skulls. Now I'm painting the highlights on the skulls again with the same technique that you know, the solid color fill with linear dodge in the shade of darker tone of the highlight color, inverting the layer mask and painting with white. And by the way, as I tell in most of my videos, I have a dedicated video how to create highlights and shadows. It should be there in the description section. Be sure to check it out. I think you will find it helpful. I duplicated the smoke layers a couple of times and took one of those layers to the very front. That should help us frame our composition. I also duplicated the smoke and took it at the very back just to fill up our background and midground a bit. I'm adding some contact shadow of Alice and the rabbit. Then I realized one of the most important things that was missing in our composition, and that was obviously Mad Hatter's hat. So I removed the mushroom on top of the book and found this beautiful hat again from DeviantArt. It was pretty bright, so I used some exposure layers, and also I used shadows and highlights to reduce the highlights, and then obviously color corrected it with hue saturation and the usual stuff. Next I added some particles in the form of sparks. Since there is some fire, there should be some sparks, and also the sparks will beautifully add subtle particles into our composition. So this composition took more than 7 hours for me to complete, and I gave time in between. That actually generates different ideas. When you do some stuff, your mind and eyes get fatigued. So once you keep it just like that and come back to see it, maybe after a day or two, you realize the errors and maybe you also get some different ideas. Now I took a snapshot of everything and went into the camera raw filter to boost things up. I'm not heavily tweaking stuff, I'm simply playing with the highlights and shadows a bit, and also texture and clarity, and also added some grain. Next I went with adding some color lookup tables. I mostly added red, blue, yellow and 3 strip, and also I added Smokey color lookup table and painted on the layer mask to keep that overall tone of blue on the top right corner and orange and yellow on the bottom left side, and the mid part has some nice dark greenish tone. Then I felt I missed out painting some hairs, so I took my pen tablet and painted some nice hairs, loose hairs that should be flowing. So here is the final result of the Alice in Darkland that I did with Aryan. So what do you think? Did I finish it in a proper way that do justice to Aryan's title? Do let us know in the comments below. But I really love doing these art jams because they help blend different personalities and mindsets of different artists and help us create something wonderful. So if you're liking my videos and my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That would really help me creating more stuff like this and art jam with other awesome artists out there. And also don't forget to check out Aryan's profile. He has got an awesome Instagram and also a YouTube channel. Well then, I'll see you in my next video, and till then, enjoy creating.